Some of the headlines you're waking up to this morning. Spurs defender Christian Romero has warned Daniel Levy that the club are slipping behind their Premier League rivals due to a lack of investment. Manchester United have ditched their sporting director role after sacking Dan Ashworth just 5 months in, according to reports today. And Enzo Maresca has been consistently saying he believes his Chelsea side are not ready to lift the Premier League. talkSPORT's Simon Jordan agrees.
Does he think he can win the league is the bigger question. I mean, the race is what it is, and we'll see how that proceeds. I don't think he thinks his side are ready to win the league yet, and that might be right, because there are other sides that are more experienced. You would expect Arsenal, who have now built themselves to somewhat of a crescendo, you would expect, after having finished second in the league for the last 2 seasons. You'd expect Arsenal to be the team in London that are the story about who's going to win the league from the south. Yeah. But they are without wanting to toot my own horn where I expected them to be. I expected Chelsea to be a force. I expected Chelsea to be very competitive this season. I didn't expect them to be challenging for the league. I expected them to be inside the top 4.
Yeah, and they've been absolutely brilliant so far. I think their big advantage, Coister, when you look at the chase for the title, is that when it comes to Europe, they're in the Conference League. They're a Astana this week. He's taking academy kids. Yeah. There have been 11 academy kids named in the squad because he can afford to do it, because they're top of the Conference League. They'll probably win that anyway with the reserve team. Massive advantage.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic. Make no mistake about it. We saw what happened it's happened, I think, with Villa to a certain degree, which is understandable. What happened to Newcastle a couple of seasons back. It's extremely difficult to compete at the top level in Europe and maintain, top 4 place at home domestically if you have not got an extremely strong squad. The one thing Chelsea do have is a massive squad, and the tournament isn't of the standard as the top tournament. So yeah, that plays into their hands great. That said, they've still been terrific. Oh, absolutely terrific.
Simon had the vision that we don't all possess to say they would be where they are now. But I think the rest of us, well, certainly me anyway, I'm going to put my hands up and say, Enzo Maresca, I didn't think that was a great or exciting appointment. Yeah. Wow, how wrong was I?
Do you know what's amazing as well? They talk, and he's playing down his side's title hopes, and I get it. And you know something? In the cold light of day, he is probably correct. I don't think Chelsea will win it, but have they got a chance? You better believe they've got a chance, because you just need to hark back. You're talking about teams being ready, you're talking about teams being equipped to win the top flight. You would have said there's never been a team less ready or less equipped than Leicester City the year they won it, and which gave us all hope, and one of the greatest sporting stories, never mind football stories. So I do take the point, they wouldn't be my favourites, but are they ready? Of course they could be ready. Are they equipped? Well, you look at the players, they're certainly equipped.
I think maybe they need to add a central defender.
Maybe a goalkeeper.
Maybe a new keeper as well. We shall see. It's been a wonderful season for Chelsea so far, and their fans should just be absolutely lapping it up. Because I know they've spent big, but aside from the most ardent Chelsea fans and Simon, not many people thought they'd be where they are right now. Now, time for this.
Ask me.
Here's Ally McCoist. Oh, he's done it. Ally McCoist from Rangers.
Are you winding me up?
No, I'm deadly serious.
You know where the creator of the Rubik's Cube came from? Came from Czechoslovakia. So there you are, have some of that.
You need to introduce me to this Tinder. Is it dangerous? You're a pair of numpties, so you are.
Let's be having you! Let's be having you!
Oh, gee, was I?
You were only supposed to blow up a bloody door.
What's that? Yeah, I've nailed it, man. I've nailed it.
Yeah, it's time to ask Ali about his views on the topics of the day, the first of which, Sports Personality of the Year Awards, been sparking conversation all morning in talkSPORT Towers. I'm not getting involved again. How can the award become more relevant again, or is it still relevant at the moment?
Well, it's relevant to some people, of course it is, or they wouldn't be having it. I just don't think, and I think you agree with me, that it's as relevant as it once was. And I don't know. I don't really know the reason for that. To be honest with you, I don't know what the reason is. But I, personally speaking, don't have the same interest in it. I used to sit and watch it religiously.
It was a must-watch.
It was a must-watch. Is there an element of the personalities aren't there like before? talent. Of course, the talent's there, and the sports people are there, but do we have Bothams and people like that knocking about anymore? I don't know. Is there an element of that? How you get it back, I don't know, Jeff. Because I mean, the obvious question. Well, and we've all got opinions on it, and I for one, I think how Cavendish doesn't get a mention is remarkable for what that man's achieved. And of course, you can point to. I mentioned Alec Yee, who I'll never forget watching that run with the New Zealand boy. But somebody like Cavendish,
yeah,
you know, to win more stages of the Tour de France than anybody else is absolutely remarkable, and not to get a mention. So it's an opinion-driven thing. But listen, I'm just of the opinion it doesn't have the same appeal, certainly to me, as it once had.
No, me neither. But there we go. It will do to a lot of people.
Of course,
I get that.
Yes,
but not to us. Jarrod Bowen started for West Ham last night. Scored an absolutely brilliant goal, didn't he? Is he good enough to play for one of the top clubs in English football? With apologies to West Ham fans.
But that's a far better question than is he too good to play for West Ham, right? Because that's a ridiculous question. Because the answer to that is no, he's not too good to play for West Ham. Because West Ham are a very good team and a great club. But how I would answer that is quite simply, he is good enough to play every year in the Champions League, without doubt, in my opinion. His talent is shining through. He's been a wonderful signing. Who did he come? Was it Hull City he came from, if memory serves me correct? He has been absolutely terrific. And you and I were speaking last night. If Mo Salah didn't, and I hope Mo Salah does sign with Liverpool, I genuinely hope he does, and I think he will. I really do think he will, and I hope he does. But I tell you what, they could do a lot worse than go and get somebody like Jarrod Bowen.
Totally.
I mean, it'd cost him a few quid, and so it should. But my point is, he could play at any level, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's a terrific footballer. I don't like the term that he's too good for West Ham. I don't like that at all. But he could play at any level.
Well, you know what? He's comfortable. He's happy at West Ham.
Correct.
At the moment, you know. He loves life around London.
Which is just as important.
He's got young twins, and you know, so yeah, those are the things he might well have to balance up in the future.
100%. People, you cannot underestimate the importance of how happy he is away from.
Absolutely.
Because it contributes to him he's relaxed on the pitch and enjoying his football and enjoying his life. If he's happy away from it, that is half the battle. And you're absolutely spot on. He's clearly in an environment right now where he's content on and off the pitch and he's happy.
Yeah, he loves being at West Ham, and West Ham love him
without
as well.
doubt.
Chelsea Mac. Remember last season, Jeff, you kept banging on about Conor Gallagher. Just shows how average he was compared to the big players that we have. Baby, it's cold outside. Up the Chelsea, says Chelsea
Go
Mac.
on, Chelsea Mac.
Conor Gallagher's done okay, you know, in Spain, Chelsea Mac. He's done okay. But look, your midfield this season, Lavia, oh my goodness, I did not believe he could be the player that he is. Sensational.
Took the words out of my mouth, Jeff. I think that is the main difference. There's been an improvement and a steadiness about Jackson's finishing, which is coming on, and it's coming on, and it'll be better. Palmer, you've got something different. You've got a Maverick who's brilliant. But I think the big difference in Chelsea, you're absolutely spot on. I was highly critical of their midfield last year because for £250 million, frankly, you're looking for a lot more. But with a third of the season, just over a third of the season gone, I think that's the biggest change in Chelsea this season.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Obviously, Caicedo's been fantastic.
Terrific.
And would you believe it, getting a big tune out of Enzo Fernandez as well, which I'll be honest, hand on heart, I didn't think was going to happen.
Yeah.
But not for the first time and not for the last. I'm oh so wrong.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.